Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.
Okay, you know what would be amazing? If you left a 5-star review on iTunes. Go ahead. Just do it.
What up, beautiful people? It's your boy Nate Jackson. This is Super Funny Comedy Club podcast, and I like just getting into it.
Why not?
What we gonna? It's a beautiful day outside and all that nonsense. No, I'm here with Rodney Perry. Rodney Perry is here.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor and a privilege, bro.
Man, I'm just glad that you was like, you know what? Come on, Nate. Let's do it, young man. That's how you said it too. Let's do it, young man.
I watched you open, and I was like, I'm gonna get the call one day. I'm gonna get the call when they get out down to me. I'll be right there, and we gonna come and we gonna have some fun, man.
When they get down to me, like he gonna go through his regular list.
You gotta go through the list. You gotta, I'm on the list, but I might be a little further down. And
it's people starting to get mad at me.
Really?
Yeah, they seeing who coming. They're like, I know I should have been got the call.
I should have been got the
right.
call.
Like,
but you know what?
What's my middle name? You don't know.
I understand the business of it too, and you can't. Everybody can't come at at the first day, the first week, the first month.
First of all, there's only 52 weekends in a year.
Indeed.
So when 110 people want on, what you want me to do?
Everybody ain't gonna make it.
Right. I'm not holding no grudges. There's no one that I'm like, I ain't having him because back in the day, I don't even move like that. It is what it is.
Never have.
I don't move like that.
Yeah.
But there's people who move like that are now looking at me like I should have been. Like, come on, fam. Calm down.
Come on, dog.
Relax.
Yeah.
You had 12 rooms. You never called me. But I ain't holding that against you.
Wow.
I'm not holding that against you.
But what have you learned about our community? Because you're on the other side now.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there's no disrespect. It's a great side to be on. You're a business owner, but you have to deal with us differently than before.
I have learned that there's a reason why everyone who was a cusper, why their star did not ascend.
Ooh.
And 99% of the time, it's their own doing.
Wow. That's really interesting. I mean,
that's what I learned.
It's for me, it's a lot of character issues. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people that just don't have their business together.
That vices,
mm-hmm.
Behavior on and off stage,
mm-hmm.
And then just the way that their perception of how things are, level, because somebody can get bitter,
yeah,
and then when they behave in that bitterness.
It's bad for everybody. It's bad for everybody.
Yeah,
it's bad for everybody.
And then the fourth thing, and maybe the most strongest thing, is they are insane.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, they're insane.
Literally,
they're outside of their motherfucking mind.
Wow.
But I don't mean like clinically crazy. I mean the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results.
Yes.
Okay, so if you see what's going on in the game and in the industry, how long do you fight that?
Yeah.
Before you just put yourself on the same distribution list.
At some point, you got
everybody
adjust.
passing you up.
At some point, you have to adjust.
No, there's people tripling down on it.
I put all in again.
Yeah, I'm all in. Well, your little homie is getting door deals now.
Right.
And if he wants to take you out, you're gonna have to say yes.
You have to say yes.
Yeah, because the club only got 52 weekends.
One of my big things, and I'll tell you this. I don't really tell people, and I'll tell everybody who's watching, I guess. But one of my goals is that people don't pass me. I don't want motherfuckers to pass me. Like you might pass me, in popularity. Right. You might do certain things, but you're not gonna be better than me on that stage.
Right.
I can control that.
Yeah.
I control that. I make trips to LA just to show motherfuckers.
But that doesn't matter.
That guy.
But it don't matter.
It don't matter.
And that is how you get past.
Wow.
Because we know we're cold.
Yeah.
And anytime I touch the stage, I grab the mic and the crowd shivers, man. I'm cold.
Yeah.
Yes. But the biggest,
said,
I'll say
you
like
said
this.
some shit the other night.
I'll give you a little bit more perspective. You hang on to that.
Okay.
Biggest comedy room in the country that I know of is either Stardome or Stand Up Live in Arizona. Both of them seat 600.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe San Jose.
Okay. But nobody's got more than 1,000 seats. And even if you're doing theaters, let's say you're doing 5,000 seat theaters.
Mm-hmm.
That's a goal, to be consistently on a tour with 5,000 seat theaters.
Indeed.
Okay. Look how long it takes to get to the level to pack out 5,000 seat theaters.
Right.
20 years.
At least.
Or some type of TV or movie credit.
True.
That's if you go no internet. Now, 5,000 views is low for a video. Like you work to that, and once you work into 5,000 views, like 20,000 will quickly be your average. 40,000 will quickly be your average. Like
Indeed.
the people are watching you. So now when you go out and you say, I'm at such and such a theater, you have all those views. So even though you ripped 5,000 live, I crushed. There's only 5,000 people in the building.
Okay.
That's it. The virility stops. If they don't Snapchat it, you may have created super fans. You may have done all that. And I'm not knocking it. The money was there. You got your deal. You did all that. That's cool. But as far as reach goes,
okay,
as far as distribution goes, the internet.
Let me push back on that a little bit.
Think of it this way.
Okay.
There's a story in a James Brown story where he's talking to Little Richard.
Mm-hmm.
James Brown is immensely talented, and he's working the hell out of the same region. Little Richard was like, I'm getting on the radio. And as soon as he got on the radio, he became a megastar.
Boom.
Because the people don't know about you.
It's an exponential reach.
How does somebody in Montana get exposed to Rodney Perry or any comic who works the Bible Belt, the East Coast?
It's very difficult.
Very difficult.
If you're not utilizing the internet.
But if you get on that internet, you can have sold out shows in St. Paul and such, and you sell out the Mall of America because they're coming to see.
But is that always true? Because you can have internet success and it just not equate to human beings.
True, but that is much less of a chance than me booking somebody who's fantastic on stage and does not do anything on the internet. The people are coming to see who they have seen. They come to see who they're familiar with.
Got it.
They go on websites and they scroll through all of the talent and they're trying to see, well, who do I have I heard of? Who do I know? Which weekend? I'm going to support the club because I rock with Nate. Which one of these guys have I heard of? Oh, B. Simone's coming. I know B. Simone.
Right.
Ooh, he has Country Wayne coming. Ooh. DC Young Fly. Oh, wow. Michael Blackson. Oh, my God. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Roy Wood. Oh, we got Roy Wood. Oh, I'm coming. I'm like, Tony Wood.
Nothing.
Who's that? I'm like, come on, man. You can't just only be exposed to the internet or, Comedy Central. Like,
but
you
it
need
is.
to
But
come see
it's a fact.
Facts. So I got to give away tickets for people to come see a comedy legend who has influenced the greatest comic of our time.
Wow.
Then they come and they're like, holy shit. They verbalize, man, more people should have known this guy was like this.
Yeah.
We had no way of knowing.
Right.
There's not enough shit I can post.
Wow.
I can go through everything, like sets that were ripped. I can take JFL sets. I can take Comic View sets. I can take Def Jams. I can post all of that. If you are not consistently make the people laugh, then how? Even to sell a ticket, it takes 3 touches. They got to hear about it, see it, and somebody tell them to come.
Wow.
I'll be there. Now, if you ain't doing that as a comic, if you're not touching the people, how do you expect them to know of you?
Now I will say this. My dilemma is, and I understand social media. I mean, I've stuck my toe in the water several different occasions.
Yeah.
And for me, the difficulty is in maintaining it over a long period of time.
Right.
Because I generally get burnt out after 5 weeks or so.
Right.
But
what are you doing? You go live.
I'm live. I'm videos. I'm stories. I'm reels.
Yeah.
I'm literally doing
you're in it.
everything. But my dilemma again is that I'm like, or Facebook fucks with me.
Yeah.
Like I'm going, and Facebook is fucking with me. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to monetize. I got all of the benchmarks hit, and then Facebook goes, no. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, fuck y'all. I'm not posting shit, which I shouldn't say.
No.
I should just keep going.
No, you should.
I should just keep going.
Because the value of it is much greater than what Facebook's going to pay you monetization-wise.
Okay.
Yes, it's cool to have that little extra revenue stream. I'm not even going to knock it. It's
the
legit.
touching of the people is more important.
My God.
Okay. That's fair.
It's way more than fair. It's facts. I'm telling you how they're buying tickets.
Yeah.
Now, if I tell you how they buy tickets and you sell tickets, you meet the demand of how the people are buying tickets. Mm-hmm. They're coming to see who they're familiar with.
Period.
Yeah. And if they're not familiar with them, somebody got to be that they trust and believe that tells them, fam, we have to go see said person.
You need somebody like, and I have a unique career in that respect because I have a lot of that.
Yes, you do.
Over the years of a career, I've done a lot to maintain the longevity,
Yes.
but at the same time, it doesn't hurt.
No,
It doesn't
I
hurt.
put it like this. Because of your consistency and, frankly, your awesomeness, it's a relevant conversation. You're relevant. You matter, too. When comedy is all said and done and they dig up what mattered, you're going to be in that box. I'm just trying to get to where I'm remembered in that way. But right now, you want to talk about selling tickets, putting asses in seats. There's people out here filling up venues with an entire audience that is curious about whether or not they're even funny on stage.
Wow.
That's the power of the internet.
Yes.
Now, you answer that call once they're there, but packed out is the key.
Right.
You want to hit, in every city, there's a number of people who are coming because they want to see the comic, and then there's people who are coming because of the vibe. That's the reason the biggest names in the game can continue to come back to a city over
They got a
and over
vibe
again.
because
It's a
their
vibe.
act is basically the same.
Yeah, you just saw, let's say, Mike Epps. You saw him 2 years ago or 1 year ago, and there is a variation in his act. He doesn't just do the same shit, but it's close. The main thing is, though, when you're in that city, you don't want to miss that weekend out.
Right.
You know the city coming out. Nigga,
Right.
Mike's in town.
Right.
It's not
you want
just
to be a
about
part of the
comic.
vibe. You want to be a part of the vibe.
You want to be in the parking lot. You want to see the bitches. You want to drink the drinks with the
You
homies.
wanna
You want to
see
catch
the
up.
bitches.
Oh, you want to see the bitches.
The bitches is coming.
The bitches is coming. Like, bye. How many bitches? 25, 47. It's going to be bitches everywhere.
25, 45.
You don't want to miss. You don't want to miss it. But they don't want to miss it. They don't want to be at the barbershop like, nigga, hey, man, you should have seen what Sam was wearing.
Nigga,
Man,
Mike.
such and such. It doesn't matter what happened on stage.
Right. Wow.
And that's the thing. Like, are you a movie? Look at 85 South. We've seen troops of comics band up and do tours forever.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you seen every moment of it be recorded?
Wow.
You haven't.
You haven't.
And even now, there is no 85 South
And
comedy
they're
special.
improving, so it's always fresh.
Yeah, because they got set up, punchline, act out in the three of them.
Yeah. Wow.
Chico set it up, Carlos punch it, DC already acting like a mummy or whatever it is.
Right. It's already there.
Or vice versa. They all rotate whatever it is, but you don't see three people fighting over the punchline or fighting over the act out. And that's what their grace is they know that they're great and whoever is on it can get on. And then if they got to punch, they got the room to punch.
Yeah,
they
they
aren't
trust
talking
each
at the
other.
same
They trust
time and
each
all of
other,
that
yeah.
shit. They trust each other. But what I'm saying is there's no 85 South special. Yet they're selling out shit like it's Delirious going on the road live. Wow. It's off of snippets and moments that they have put out online. So the internet knows it's going to be dope.
Yeah.
And there's something that gets ingrained in the ticket buyer and the customer that when it's lit and it's your town's turn, it got to be lit here too.
San Antonio got to be lit.
It's got to be lit because it was just lit on the last 5 cities. Like, oh, this is a ticket we need to get.
Right.
The nation is fucking with this.
Right.
So let's get it.
We have to.
And then is the show good? Is the show worth it? Yes, it was. Was the bitches there? Yes, they were. Were the drinks good? Yes, it is. Was it like it's certain things about the experience of the night out. But how do you get those people if you aren't recording 85 South show at all? If there's no clips, and they have viral clips.
Right.
I'm talking about from just improv. And DC got on the back of that lady wheelchair and she rode him around that auditorium, and
It's
it
a
was
wrap.
hysterical.
It's a wrap.
That sold more tickets than any street team could put fires out for.
So okay, so let's backtrack. So does a person need to record everything,
I think so.
every single moment? I mean, how do you afford that?
Versus what? Why? Because the material is going to get in it?
No. How do you have that human being behind the camera? How do you afford that?
They love you. They know what's going to happen. They want to see it build.
They want to be a part. They want to be a part of the movie.
They want to travel. They want to film. They want to have fun. This is, you know how many different restaurants and shit these cameramen get to eat at?
That's big.
Okay. Who's the most important person to Kevin Hart's success?
My Asian boy,
Kevin.
Kevin Kwan.
People don't know that.
Kevin Kwan.
Who's the most important person?
Kevin Kwan shot everything. I was there, so I know.
Everything.
He shot everything.
He don't miss
and
nothing.
he still shoots everything.
If he does a workout, if he does a dance before a workout, they have it.
Yes.
Kevin gonna dance regardless if the camera on him or not.
Right.
Why not do that, post it on the internet, and now the nation gets to wake up and be happy and dance with him? So that when he comes to their town.
But he's not posting like that no more.
Well, that's a choice.
Okay.
But if he wants to, he can.
Right.
Who's the most important person to Kev on stage success?
I don't know his guy.
Joshy Gons.
He shoots.
His ass off. Goddamn Scottie Pippen.
He's a shooter.
Oh, this nigga is like a hitman.
Okay.
They get it all.
Get it all. And does Kev put eyes on it and go, that's the thing, or does he do it? Does he have the comedy eyes to know what's going on?
Both. I mean,
Or they just put it up.
Nothing's going online without it going past the talent anyway.
Right.
You know before. You hit the da-da-da, pow, 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 pow. High five. Pow. You both hit it. Nigga, put that on there. Nigga. I know that's good. You know magic when it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Tag your best friend. Boom. And that's just a high five.
Wow.
B. Simone, her best friend since they were 9 years old, is with her. That's her road manager. That's her home girl. And she's holding pictures, taking pictures, all that. And they both, it's time to make a post. They both, everybody's on their shit. Desi got people with him. Like, you got to film.
You got to film.
You got to film. And it may
Relentlessly film.
It may not be, like, maybe you look at the calendar and go, all right, I'm doing Dallas. I need a shooter in Dallas.
Yes.
And maybe that's it. And you know how many people are graduating from art school, college? All they got is one little old camera.
That would kill
all
to,
you
to
need.
rock with you for the weekend.
Yeah, all these people who are vlogging, they're going to get it all. They coming to Papados with you. They coming to, they're doing all of that. They're going to film. They're going to watch the show.
And how much do you do that, never, like I tell comics all the time, I said, this is what the internet is. The internet is all the stuff. Like as a comedian, you might come up with 3 jokes a day, but you've had 100 ideas.
Yeah.
So those other 97 ideas are fodder for the internet.
I'll go further than that. If you ain't got no deal, handshake, or on contract for a special, then every fucking thing you're saying is fair game on the internet. Who cares?
Wow.
Feed the machine.
Feed the machine.
Because if you do get a special and those ideas are in the special, it's going to do the same thing people do in the theater when they see the moment from the movie that was in the trailer. They laugh harder at that because they're familiar with it. Oh, I saw this one.
So let me ask you this, Nate. You're a club owner now. Do you put all of that by the wayside?
For myself?
Yes.
Absolutely not. I've learned more and employing more in my own career than I've ever thought that there was possible to do. I even deal wise, I'm like, I know how I want to do my deals. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know how, and realistically,
from being on this side of it,
from having to market and get 1,250 or upwards of 1,250 people every 7 days, like,
because when I leave, you got to recall for next week.
Benji Brown is next week.
And the week after that, you got to recall.
And that's a classic example of a very, very, very funny comic who has not been to Washington State ever, if at all.
Ever.
Maybe a long time ago, maybe came a few times, but not ever. Right.
Not recent memory.
No, not like, he has a following here and he's been in Washington biannually or annually. No. I know he's funny. And funny as hell. And I'm like, we got this comic.
Okay.
So I go do a deal, and the deal, it represents coming to a place where everyone knows him. We're a week out. I know where sales are at. I know what I need to do for the club to break even and or make money, and it's going to take quite a bit of hustling this week.
Indeed.
Everyone who comes to the show is going to be like, God damn, he was funny.
Right.
Where is the city? Well, y'all didn't know. Y'all going to see the same people that you're familiar with already.
Indeed.
I'm not taking no breaks on my calendar. My calendar's all gas. It's all gas. Whether you know them or you don't know them, it's all gas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're also building trust.
That part.
Yeah, you're building trust over time as well.
That part. Because then the
a
people
year
disrespect
from now,
the brand.
They'll still look at the people, but they'll trust Nate Jackson's super funny comedy club.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
It's already starting to happen. Plus, I'm beating the hell out of that point on stage. Mm-hmm. Here's who we have coming up. And I don't want to hear you cheering for certain people's names. This ain't no graduation. Everybody I'm bringing is fire. You need to be in the building for this person. Be in the building for that person. You really want to treat that person. It'd be the opposite of my special events. You know what I'm saying?
Because you have to do less. I know.
Except for my birthday weekend, August 13th through the 15th, I have Tony Roberts coming. And they're like, we're coming because it's your birthday. The comic better be cool. I'm like, it's Tony Roberts.
It's Tony Roberts. You'll be fine.
Who? It's Tony Roberts. But Tony different.
Tony Roberts gets a who?
Tony's on the internet now though, because Lance is on the internet heavy. So if his opener feature friend and I rock with Tony Tough, so I've said the same things like get on the internet, get on. Yeah. I told Steve Brown they could get on the internet.
Yeah.
And now he doing Cereal Bowl Chronicles. His first video that he did the other day, I think it's at 7,000 views. I'm like, put your name on your videos because it's getting shared.
Right.
That matters when he goes to Connecticut.
Absolutely.
I watch Cereal Bowl Chronicles. Because if you think about it, when the people come up to you after a show, they tell you the 5 and 6 places they saw you. Exactly. I saw you in Johnson Family. I saw you in blah, blah, blah. Or for me, they'll say, I saw you on Roast Me. I saw you on Wildin' Out. I saw you on Young Rock. I saw you. It's not one thing where they're like, yo, I saw you on.
To move the needle, it takes several things.
A bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Constant kinetic energy.
Because it's 30 from one, 40 from another, 20 from another, 15 they didn't know what the hell, but somebody else brought them. Or like you, and then how are you reaching?
Like early in my career, I used to get people, they fuck with me, but they didn't know why. They didn't know.
Explain that.
They didn't know what they liked me, but they didn't know what it was from.
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, I had a
guy from
or they didn't know me as a comedian.
Okay.
They knew me as an actor.
Gotcha.
They had saw me on Medea's Big Happy Family and took a stab in the dark that I might be funny.
Right.
Or they saw me on this or that and they was like, oh, let's go see dude. But they didn't know. Mm-hmm. They didn't know. And something we talked about the other day is returning people. People that come see you again.
Yes.
That's the real connect to me. Like, because, you know, through my career, I've had people like, I would ask from the stage, you know, who's seen me before? And it might be 4%. Mm-hmm. So I'm always touching a new audience. That's unacceptable. You have to have return people, you know. And so now I'm doing the business of going, thank you. You're now a member of the Rodney Perry, blah, blah, blah. You're a part of this now. Hit me up. I respond. I do.
Hit you up how?
Social media.
Yeah, but how are they hitting you? You're making them follow you?
I ask them to follow me.
Right.
You know, on all platforms. Rodney Perry Live on everything. Rodney Perry Live on everything. Holla at me and I respond.
So that you're right, but that takes a lot of action on their part. Mm-hmm. They have to listen. They have to hear it. They have to hear it right. They have to go on that, click that, follow that, and all that. What I want to do and what I have done when I grew Super Funny's brand in any new club I've ever been at, is get the actual names and emails.
Okay. Now I had a way of doing that at one point. We were doing. I had a Google Voice number, and I would stop the show, and I would give them something if they text their email address to this number. Mm-hmm. And that was really, I was exponentially growing my list. I could reach to them, and it didn't cost me as much as the text marketing dollars that they want, because you know that's thousands of dollars. Yes. To text marketing campaign, and I was using Google Voice and importing emails and numbers simultaneously, and so that's something that I might reignite. But I had help then too, you know. I'm
taking this like for instance when Clayton Thomas was doing his show, the Extravaganza. Tangerine would just walk around with a clipboard and get people's names and emails.
Boom,
build the brand.
Okay.
When I did Super Funny at Varsity Grill, I'll have free tickets to another show or something someone from the community wanted to raffle off. They just want their business talked about. You guys fill out that piece of paper. They all go into a bucket, and there's a full-on raffle. I'm calling them. You guys got up until I do the raffle to win.
Right.
And so I get everyone in the building is inside the bucket. I pull out one winner for a haircut.
Tell me if this is lame or not. Super Funny, and part of your promotion is showing the comedians as superheroes.
Why not? That's genius.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to, you know, to get here and part of the imaging for the weekend is Rodney Perry, you know, with the cake.
Right. Everybody's an Avenger.
Maybe a cartoon or you know, some different. I don't know.
It's something to embrace in the super part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Superheroes and super. It's there. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be honest, people come here and they come to one or two shows, and super is a little bit more in their vocabulary than it would have been before. They'll be like, man, these are super good. Like, they're just talking about fries.
You can't help it.
You can't help it. They're exposed to
everything is super good.
Right.
I think that's brilliant, man. Like, your signage, I love the simplicity of it, but it's also, it's building the thing. You know, it's building super. Like even when I was doing my video to come here, I was like, yo, I'm a super comic now. I thought I was good, but I'm super now.
Yeah, I'm super.
I'm going to Nate Jackson Super Funny Comedy Club. And you can't go there if you ain't super funny.
You got to be super funny.
You got to be super funny.
You have to be.
I love that, dude. I love that.
Because I said, I'm going to call it what it is. We could have called it, the House of
Moderately Funny
whatever.
Comedy.
Right. We could have called it, what they got? They got all kind of names. Giggles, Chuckles. And these are great clubs.
Right.
I wanted it to say super. I don't want you in here chuckling. I don't want you in here giggling.
We super funny.
Right. Side Splitters. That's a good name down there in Tampa. That's a good name.
That's good. Side Splitters. That's
Improv.
That sounds painful.
It's a terrible name.
Improv is horrible.
It's improvisation. That's the name of that club. The improvisation.
And they kind of don't even do improv.
No. It's an improv. It's named improv. It has no improv. And I'm not knocking the club because obviously they have an amazing network of clubs and I love to work them. But I'm just saying, name wise, I chose to call this what it is. It's a statement. I didn't want people in shows being like, he was cool, but he wasn't super funny. Like, no, I want them to be like, yo, super funny. And honestly, on the weekends, the headliners that I've booked, it's been majority standing ovations. It's been all love. It's been like, there hasn't been anyone that just came and didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Wow.
No matter who. No matter who.
Yeah.
The bigger they are on the internet, the more niche the audience is here to see them.
The audience is for them.
And there was 11 men here. Saturday late show, B. Simone.
Really?
Sold out. 275 seats, 11 men. 8 were with their girlfriends, 3 were gay dudes. It was a black girl magic night.
Right.
There was more titties in the room, high heel stiletto.
Almost 500 titties.
That's a lot of goddamn titties.
It's a memory explosion.
I feel like if you were in like that's like a grown man Chuck E. Cheese. Like fuck a ball. It's a pit full of titties.
Pit full of titties.
A cannonball, nigga.
Oh, wow. I'm going in there.
It's a lot of scratching up under that motherfucker too.
You know how many nipples that is?
Yeah. As many titties. You know how many nipple bumps that is?
That's thousands of nipple bumps.
Them bumps around the area?
I'm a huge nipple bump fan.
You like the braille.
Oh my God.
You like that.
That's one of my things.
So what's going on?
I just like the nipple bumps. And I even take it one step further. I like those little curly hairs around there sometimes.
All the ones that get in your teeth.
You can choke. Yep.
Get back in there.
Get it. Stop it.
Get back in there. Yeah.
You're my kind of stupid, Nate.
You ever pluck one of those?
All the time.
You're that girl host.
What the fuck is you doing about
Ouch. Yeah, kiss the pain away. You be all right, baby girl.
You'll be all right. Stop it.
That's funny as hell. That's hella funny.
Yeah. That's
A titty
funny.
pit is funny as fuck.
Yeah. Indeed.
So if you had something that you could tell, if you, let's just say, for instance, for shits and giggles,
Okay.
I grow this podcast to be as big as Rogan or the biggest podcast of our time.
Yeah.
And people come back and they watch and they see everybody we had on and there's a massive amount of appreciation and people respect it like they do Johnny Carson. Wow. Whoever I had on should be on.
Indeed.
What do you want to tell the audience that's viewing?
Wow. What do I want to say to the people that are viewing?
They right there.
Find what you love, do it, and never stop. Find what you love, do that thing, and never stop.
That's deep.
The only way you lose is if you quit.
That's deep.
Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.
I remember being in the green room, Cheryl Underwood, Arnez J.
Yeah.
I was completely and utterly intimidated by the room. It was so many great comics
Monsters.
in the room. Oh my God. I mean, Mike Epps, before Mike Epps becomes Mike Epps,
Right.
was in that room.
Cat in the Hat,
Cat was there.
which is Cat Williams now.
Cat Williams now. Who else was there? I mean, and he didn't
Mike
even
Bonner.
win. He didn't even win. Let me get to Mike Bonner later. So he's passed away now. James Hanna,
Okay, yeah.
who
James.
was
Great writer.
was brilliant.
Yes.
He had one of those sets, and your boy down in Florida, his name escapes me.
Dixon?
Marvin Dixon was not to be followed.
Right.
He was stripping, and the place would come unglued. Like he would strip down and do a little twerk dance, and the place, Nate Jackson, the place would come. It was pandemonium. Like, he beat Mike Epps.
Right.
He won that year.
Wow.
And I was like, yo, this is way out of my league. I was just out of my league. And so I swore off competitions.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm never doing another competition. It's not about the art. I'm an artist. This is not art.
Whatever you tell yourself.
Exactly. I told myself, and I meant it.
Yeah.
So fast forward, we get into the 2000s, and Tony calls me one day out of the blue.
Yeah.
Now you know this, like I know this. There's always a quiet stigma that Tony manages all of the winners.
Mm-hmm.
That is not true.
No.
That is not true. But
People
would say
had
that
same thing. Mm-hmm. I got managed by Tony after,
Mm-hmm.
and had to make a full proposal for why he should manage me. Like, he was like, nigga, I don't want no new nigga. I don't even want to go through new nigga problems.
Right.
I had a whole tour. Me, Clayton, BT. He was like, Keisha Hunt. He was like, this little
I
punk ass
definitely
tour.
want all that.
Nah, he was like, I don't want all that. But I mean, at least more than one of y'all. And for this to even make sense to me, like, why should I pick up my phone and use my Rolodex? Like, I was like, damn, Tony.
Yeah.
We weren't enough. We won the Bay, but we weren't enough.
Exactly. And so he's they're honest folks, good folks. Tony Spires, his family, his wife, his
Rhonda, yeah.
The whole organization, and they spoke wonders for black comedy.
Yeah.
So I got that in the back of my head. Tony calls me. I'm like, he wants to manage me.
That's what you thought the call
in
was.
my mind. We talked probably 2 hours. You know, he's like, Rod, I really want you to do the competition, man, but I get it. I said, so you want to manage me? He said, dude, I can't take you where you're going. He said, Rodney Perry, you're gonna go some places that Tony Spires cannot take you. I can get you booked, I can get you black shit,
right?
But you got this other thing. And he told me that. We had a great conversation. I was like, all right, thanks. We hung up, and now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should go back and do the competition. So I go do it, and I just remember it was a Tony Roberts year. Tony Roberts should have won. He beasted all of the preliminary rounds. He beasted the semifinals. But when they got to the theater, there's geography to a comedy show. So when you put a rapid fire guy into a theater, the jokes
you get stepped on.
Physically have to travel further.
Right.
So a joke that would normally in the club go to the back of the room in 1 second,
boom, bop.
It takes literally longer. There's some physics to it.
Yeah.
And Tony's jokes were sitting on top of each other. Yeah. Right. And that year, I ended up in a green room with Mike Bonner. Mike Bonner had just had a near-death experience, and he was focused on a different level. And I remember being in the green room in the semifinal round, and I was cracking a joke or something, and he was just like, focused. And I remember thinking to myself, he's about to win. He's about to win this shit. He was so supremely focused. He wasn't joking. He had it set. He was ready. And he went out there and he beasted that shit. He beasted the finals because his pacing was slower than Tony naturally. So he didn't have to make an adjust.
Right.
And Tony never made the adjust. And because Tony's jokes were on top of each other in that big room, it was like waves crashing against each other. It just never made.
The rhythm didn't connect like it should have.
And motherfucking Mike Bonner, boom, boom, boom. It was explosive. So that year, I meet KB. Who's Cedric's road manager.
Okay.
Cedric's road manager. I meet KB, and me and KB just met on some just dude stuff, right? KB's like, hey man, my hotel across the street, Rock, can you give me a ride to my hotel? I was standing in the Bay Area with a friend. I had a car. I was like, man, I got you. It was a raggedy little car too.
Right.
And I take him across the street, and then these girls, young comics, they were like, yo, can we get it? You can take us to a hotel? We in Oakland. I said, KB, you mind riding? He's like, nigga, let's go.
Right.
The best way for dudes to bond
nigga, let's go. We got some work.
Dudes bond over chicks all day.
Yes. Yes.
So we ride, and I'm like, y'all, do y'all know who this is? This KB, this Ced's road manager. Y'all better be talking to him. Y'all better make friends with him.
Right.
Long story short, nothing happened. We dropped the girls out. We coming back, and he like, Rod, you a cool ass nigga, man. Man, you a cool ass nigga, man. I'm gonna hook you up with Ced. In my mind, I'm like, this nigga is lying.
Right.
This nigga is a lying sack of shit.
Right.
But he wasn't. He called me. Well, he didn't call me. Ced called me maybe 3 or 4 weeks later.
Really?
Hey, Rod, this post Kings of Comedy.
Did you know Cedric?
I did not know Cedric.
But you knew of him, of course.
Of course, it's Cedric the Entertainer. They had come off the Kings. Cedric had those Bud Light commercials.
Yep.
Bud Light gave him a tour bus, and he was taking the tour out that summer.
Right.
And so I get called for the first date. The first date was in Detroit and Indianapolis.
Okay.
So the way the tour worked, you would first they send a sedan to your house.
Okay.
Sedan. It's like
That ain't never happened.
I ain't never had no sedan.
Is that the reason why you had Off the Chain do it?
Yes.
Because that's the only time I had that experience.
Yes.
And when I tell you I tore that motherfucker, because I was like, they took so much. We came back a month later for Comic View, and it was like, they didn't give a fuck about us.
That was and the way Comic View had treated us in the past, I wanted to give I didn't want the comedians to fall through the cracks after their show was over.
Right.
And Comic View would do that, unmercifully. But that's a whole, we
But it's just interesting to see how that plays. So a sedan comes to get you.
Sedan comes to get you. Me and my family taking pictures outside in a sedan like we a motherfucking prom. We going on prom.
Right. They proud.
It's a beautiful moment. So you fly out. You with Ced. You fly into Detroit. We play the Fox Theater.
Nice.
I got booked. This girl got booked. She was doing like a Matrix joke. They booed this bitch. They booed her. She had a long coat on. They booed her feet off the ground. They booed. She was from Detroit. They booed. They booed
her into the air.
They booed her. She was hovering
In the booth.
off the ground. So wait. So I do that show. We tour bus from Detroit.
Was your set good?
I was incredible.
Okay.
I know I was incredible because comics don't talk to you until they see you work.
That's true.
And so we meet in the lobby like, yo, it's nice to meet you. But he don't really give me nothing.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And also I met that same lobby, we headed to the venue. Kim Whitley is in the lobby. I know Kim already. Yeah. And Gerald Levert is in the lobby.
Nice. Because
Kim and them, they doing a play or some shit. So we all get to, meet Gerald, And so we go into the venue and Ced really ain't give me nothing. And after the show, he's like, nigga, okay.
And that'd be it.
Young gun, that was enough. That's it. So we tour busing the next day. So we tour busing from Detroit to Indy. It's 5-6 hour drive. We all on the bus. It's people like myself, JJ Williamson.
Yeah.
Duval, Roland Powell.
Little Duval.
Yeah, he's not Little Duval now. He's Roland Powell.
Still rolling.
He's another RP. Who else? Prescott Gilliam out of Memphis. It's a really dope group of people. Yes. Mm-hmm. So
and everybody's
Juan Villarreal.
Yeah, but everybody's performing on the show?
We're doing Cedric. This is the run of the show. Cedric come out, do 30 minutes cold.
Okay.
He do 30. He bring up maybe, I think, 4 of us. Uh-huh. Then come back in intermission and do 30 more and then bring up the other 4. If I'm not mistaken.
It's Cedric Presents.
It's Cedric the Entertainer Presents.
That's
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Absolutely. And so he was still doing an hour.
Yeah.
And we was doing like 7 to 10 minutes.
And just crushing.
Oh, you didn't have no choice. It wasn't a lot of money, maybe $1,200. Uh-huh. And but it was like, yo, I learned so much on that tour. So it ain't no tour though. It's just them 2 dates.
Oh.
So I do them 2 dates and I'm headed back home and I text KB on my little 2-way page I had. Right. I had not the giant Skype page joint, the little bitty red. I hit him up and like, yo, man, thanks for the gig. Really appreciate it. He's like, oh, I just had a dude drop out. Can you do next week? The dude that dropped out was Mark
Curry.
No.
Howard.
Mark Howard.
Okay.
Mark Howard's dad had gotten ill and he couldn't make the date. And that ended up solidifying the rest of the year for me. So the next weekend we was in Dallas and Houston. Houston floods.
Okay.
So we're in Dallas. We fly into Dallas, and for some logistical reason, we couldn't leave. We stayed in Dallas 2 days.
Okay.
So we're in a 5-star resort hotel. It's beautiful, and we do the show the first night Friday. Saturday we don't have nothing to do, so we all go hoop. We all play basketball that day. So we got a show. So now we bonding on some man shit.
Yeah.
We balling. That's when I first sit down with Sid. I sit down and he's like, "Yo, Rod, man, I like your vibe, man. You dress nice. Man, it's gonna be a good game for you, man. You're a good comedian, man." I was like, "Man, thank you. We got the politic right." That night, Sid take us out to dinner. Now we all poor.
Right.
We had a fucking beautiful steakhouse restaurant. We sitting around. We got our suits on. When you had said you wear your suit. We sitting around. It's really on some gangster.
Right.
It's beautiful, man. And niggas start, murmuring like, "What can we get?" And I say, so, we paying for this? Right. He was like, "No, man, I got it, man. We get whatever you want." I said, "Whatever we want." Niggas ain't forever. Yeah, whatever you want. I like the steak, I get the steak. Nigga, get what you want.
Right.
Nigga, niggas got excited. Niggas start ordering shit. Man, the shit was, man, we ate, man. We talked, we laughed. It was so dope. The night ain't over.
Really?
We in a stretch SUV Cadillac or whatever. We in a stretch Cadillac. Said, "Go, y'all ready for the rest of the night?" We like, nigga, if we don't do nothing else, we good.
We got the itis.
Kid Capri in town.
Oh, man, it's going down.
We go to a Kid Capri party with Cedric the Entertainer. We ain't in the audience. We on the DJ stand, all 8, 9 of us with Kid Capri. Now DJs is like comics.
Yeah.
Kid Capri got an opener.
Yep.
Nigga do 10.
Yep.
He got another nigga that do about 20.
Yep.
And then he come out and drop 1 hour of every hit known to man.
Yeah.
This shit was incredible. I'm this close to Kid Capri, nigga. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? Is this what being a celebrity really is? This is it.
Yes.
So now I'm play every major venue in the country. After that weekend, the Masonic Auditorium in San Francisco, the Fox Theater, the Madison Square Garden, the theater at Madison Square Garden. I play all those venues there. So I come back to the competition the following year. Mm-hmm. My confidence is through the roof. You cannot.
And you worked all year.
I worked all year. So Mike Blackston, Mark Howard, Dominique.
Yeah.
Who else was on that show? Maybe Big Rome.
Okay.
Roman Murray. Cleasy wasn't in our year.
Okay.
Cleasy wasn't in our year. Roman and myself. And they did something this year. They had sponsorship with McDonald's. So the finals was clean. So I said the universe was conspiring on my behalf anyway, because I was probably the most
closest to clean
out of anybody on the show. And they thought Michael Blackson was cursing, and he wasn't. They thought he was saying that mother sucker thing.
Right.
And they thought he was saying motherfucker all the way through the show, and he wasn't. And so he was already disqualified.
Right.
And so I win that motherfucker, man. And like similar to what you did, I had a music bit. And so I knew this shit was gonna be televised. So I went and had my one of my good friends, G-Mac, from the Polyester Players in LA. I had to make me an original version of my song.
Yep.
And so I was doing this Hammer bit. I had to make an original version.
Come on, Hammer!
I had to make he made an original version of the Hammer song sounded like. And motherfucker, we played that shit and they was like, "What the fuck is that?" And they was like, "This nigga using music." And I hit that shit. I did that damn Hammer dance, hit that shit, spin around, bust a split, came up. Thank you, Rodney Berry, good night. It was over.
Done.
It was over. And Mark Howard came in second. Mm-hmm. And so it's me and him, and they go to first runner-up. It's Mark Howard. I'm like, wait a minute. Nigga, that mean I just won this bitch?
That's the same feeling I had. And me and BT was next to each other. That's a runner-up.
Nigga, that was a hot little 5,000, too. That was a hot little 5,000.
It was gone when I got it, but listen.
But it was a blessing, man, and it was really the beginning of like Rodney Perry, I mean, of course, we have all these different milestones in the career, but that put me on a national stage.
Yes.
Put me on a national stage. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So I'll say this because that's where we at for this year episode. There's so much more stuff we could talk about.
Oh,
man.
my God.
It's rarely this poignant. We call it juicy. It's juicy. Nigga. We got more shit we can share.
It's a
But
lot.
I'll segue into the end of the episode by just saying thank you. Thank you for what uplift, motivation, guidance, and advice that you've provided me over the years. I wouldn't be doing comedy. I don't know, but I wouldn't.
You'd have found your way to.
You affected my path.
Yeah.
In a sense, you affected my path because I wasn't sure what I was going to do fresh out of college, and I had a job offered to me. I could have stayed right there and still been living there this very moment, making good money and with a big house and probably some kids right now and all of that. And you were like, look, you can always do that. Try this comedy thing first. Come on down. And I did it, and here we sit in a club I own. So
It's crazy.
yeah, and people believed in the vision, and we put it together, and here we are. And so it's still growing, it's still coming to fruition, and it's magnificent, and it's surreal, and it's
super.
See what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? But it's an honor to be able to have you to bring where we're at now in our lives full circle to this moment.
Yeah, no, and thank you as well, man. I mean, over the years we've had some great conversations, and this is what I love about Nate Jackson. If he know it, if you ask him, he'll give it to you. He not gonna make you jump through no hoops. He gonna like, hey Rod, do it this way. Trust me. And you've always been forthright with that. And it's an honor to know you, man. And you a club owner, dude. This is so powerful to me. I stood on that stage, man. I almost reduced,
You almost caught one?
Almost reduced the tears,
it
man.
got dusty.
For real. It got a little. No, but man, and you. I was telling Marvin Hunter, who's my friend. He said, you like the club? I said, dude, Nate has given us all the details. The stuff you want in the comedy club is in this club, and that's powerful. And it's because you're a comedian. You know, like you could make another business of designing clubs.
Yeah.
Because you designed a hell of a club, man. Well done. Podcast studio, the bathroom. I'm about to go in there and steal some cologne.
That's what I worry about too. I know. I'm like, a couple of these bottles ain't gonna make it.
That's what Marvin said to me. He said, you can do it down south. They'd have stole all the cologne. I was like, yeah, man. You know, I sat there and sit in the green room and listen to Miles Davis before the show.
On a record player.
On a record, man. My mind feels so good while we're out.
You see?
Man, come on now. Well done, Nate.
Thank you very much.
Well
Tell them where to find you on social media.
I'm easy to find. RodneyPerry.com is the website. Rodney Perry Live on all social media. Follow the YouTube page, man. That's what we're building right now. And thank you for the years. I appreciate y'all.
Wonderful. And like I always say, man, thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure you go to superfunnycomedyclub.com, tap in. If you're not already on the email list, get on there. Follow us on social media. It's at superfunnycomedyclub. And then for myself personally, at Mr. Nate Jackson. Thank you, man. Y'all be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the Nate Jackson Podcasting Network.
Okay, you know what would be amazing? If you left a 5-star review on iTunes. Go ahead. Just do it.